Your wife, of course, replied Prince Eric. You could thank her. I will not. I insist, said Peter. Remember our deal. Prince Eric swallowed and squeaked out a tiny thank you. Peter took the prince to a meadow close to his cottage, laid out a blanket and the prince to sit on, and sat. I will return in 2 hours. When I return, I will ask you to tell me 40 things you enjoyed observing, 40 things that you are grateful for in this field, objected the prince. I will not. I will be back in 2 hours, called Peter over his shoulder as he left. If you don't have 40 things, our deal is over. So he's sitting there and he can't think of anything for an hour until he sees a blue butterfly. And then he starts off like he's happy for the butterfly. And he says, I like you, little fellow. You're the first on my list. After that, it wasn't hard for the prince to come up with 40 things he enjoyed observing. In fact, he came up with 50 things for which he was grateful. I enjoy the sound of the stream, the song of the birds, and his list went on. Well, then, Peter said, we should thank the one who created all those things. Peter bowed his head. Go ahead, Eric. I will not, the prince began. But then he changed his mind. Will you show me how? He asked quietly. This is all God wants, is a relationship with us. The next morning, Peter announced that Prince Eric was not going to eat any more bread until he took wheat from the fields to bake his own bread. So he learned how to remove the grain from the rest of the plant, grind it, make dough and bread. He learned much more that day. He learned to enjoy his muscles working as he breathed in fresh air and felt the warm sun on his skin. He learned to appreciate the effort it took into baking a loaf of bread. And he finally took a bite of warm bread, and he had a feeling of satisfaction and contentment washed over him, feelings that came as a result of hard work. And so keys to happiness were planted in the prince's heart: gratitude, service, and work. Over the next 2.5 months, Eric learned to read, devoured all the books he could find, discovered a love for nature, drew close to God, and rejoiced in working. One day, a storm swept over the island, and he heard how as he was serving, God let him have a need of treasure, gave him a puppy, gathered some firewood. As he was gathering it, he found a little dog, a little bitty dog, named it Dune, as he was thinking of others better than himself.